at this point. So I don't know how long we have until race time at this point.
Well, here comes SDC B.
Okay.
Setting their buggy.
So SDC B is on the racetrack. And Fringe D still nowhere to be found. Fringe, I would say, Fringe and Spirit bring their buggies last. They're typically, they're very last minute. Well, Fringe I guess, is not racing in this race. Maybe that's why their buggy isn't there. So a two-buggy race coming up. SDC B and AEPi B. And SDC gets off to a flying start. And they have a huge advantage as they move up hill one. SDC B gets near the top of hill one, and they have opened up a huge advantage as they move into hill two. SDC B's team, you would think, would be a pretty solid team as they move into the free roll. Finally, AEPi is into the free roll as well. So SDC B moving around Shinley Park. They turn to the right, and they'll eventually find their flaggers on the left. And SDC B racing themselves basically because it's a two-horse race, and AEPi is well behind. So I'm not sure whether or not that's good or bad. If you have somebody else you're kind of jogging for position with, they might get in the way, I would say. So SDC is able to run the race here without any traffic on the course, like we saw in the last heat with KDR and Sigap fighting for position the whole time. So as SDC moves into the chute. And it looks like a pretty solid turn as they'll move into hill 3. Hill 3 for SDC's B team, James Sands.
Looks like they've just stopped.
Yeah, and they had a little bit of issues there. And AEPi has caught up. SDC had some serious issues there on hill 3. AEPi is back in the mix here. Both these teams, you would think, are not going to be qualifying for day 2 after that stumble by SDC B's team, as SDC now moves into hill 4 with already at the 2-minute mark. They're not quite on the pace as you like to see. They had a lot of trouble there at hill 3. I'm not sure what happened exactly, but
looks like just put on the brakes a little bit too much, and eventually he just stopped.
Yeah, so AEPi is back in the picture here, although they're fading as AEPi makes a transition to hill 4, and SDC now is into hill 5 momentarily. And they're already at the 2:27 mark. So this is going to be about a 3-minute mark, which will obviously not put them in the second day. And both these teams are going to be 1 day and out. So SDC B is into hill 5 as they come down the home stretch. They're at the 2:45 mark already, and they have a ways to go still. This is going to be roughly a 3-minute time here. SDC moves it to the finish line. 2:53 is where they're going to finish, which is going to put them right up with the Pioneers B team on the board in roughly last place at this point, although this is only the second heat. But they're obviously not going to qualify for day 2. And finally, AEPi comes in a little behind. They're going to be at about 3:12, it looks like. So both the teams we just saw there, SDC B and AEPi B, will not move on to day 2, it looks like. So disappointing there for SDC B. It looked like they were running a pretty solid race for the majority of it, and they had some serious trouble at hill 3. Couldn't see what happened. Maybe we can get Ray Liu on that to talk to one of the participants of SDC and see what happened there. It looked like the hill 3 pushers had a little bit of trouble with the transition from the chute to the hill. So disappointing there, to say the least, for SDC. And that'll lead us into the third heat, as we're going to get an interview with Ray Liu, I think.
Hey guys, I'm here with Shiwen Chung of SDC, and I just have a few questions for you. How do you think SDC did right now? Just 2:53 official time?
I think we did pretty well. 2:53 is a pretty solid time. I think we'll make day 2. I mean, we're bringing a strong front, and just expect more from the A, C, and D team.
So one thing I heard was that your D team is trying to disqualify your B and C team with a better time. So do you have anything to say about that?
I mean, our D team is pretty awesome. we're expected to do very well today. We might even get first and beat all the A teams. So we're really excited about that.
All right, and what time do you think you need to get a second day today? I mean, right now, it's like 2:50 right now, but there's only six buggies won so far.
Maybe under 2:20.
2:20. So what does SDC have any expectations? Any what's your goal this year for SDC?
Making first. That's what we're expecting to do.
All right, thank you very much, Shay.
So that's Ray Liu on the racetrack with the interview. So we'll get the official times of the second heat, but